Louisiana Department of Justice. I'm going to ask the hearing officer today. I guess before we get started, I'll have everyone at the table identify themselves for the record. We can start with the chairwoman. Tessa Steinkamp.
Larry Bankston.
Joseph Brantley.
Alan Miller. James Miller.
Thank you. We have 4 board members here. Now, it's my understanding, gentlemen, before we get started, that we have a procedural problem, and that is that Ms. Steinkamp has to recuse herself. Is that correct?
That's correct.
She's been contacted and has too much information to be fair and impartial, so that leaves us with 3 board members. As you all know, the law is very clear that 4 members of the board constitute a quorum for the purposes of adjudicative functions of the board. I don't see any way to go forward with that with only 3 members. So if there's no other business before the board, we're going to have to continue this until the next meeting or the next time that we have a quorum.
Let me raise this issue, is that the question had been raised as to whether or not this was capable of being waived, and based upon my review of the statute refers to specifically 4 people to adjudicate.
Yes.
And as a result of that, that is something that, in my opinion, is not waivable also, even though the respondent may be desirous or the complainant may be desirous of going forward. Those items cannot be waived. It'd be like starting a jury trial with 4 members of a 12-man jury listening to the discussion, so it would not be fair, particularly because of the fact that even if we had a transcript and we had the other board members possibly able to consider it, the demeanor of the witnesses and the other aspects of what they hear would not be available for the other board members to see, having not been here for that meeting. So I do agree with the hearing officer's position.
Mr. Brantley, I don't know if you want to note any objection for the record.
I'd like to make an objection. I represent the State Auction Services and Ken Buhler. I think it's a waivable situation. I think it's the same way you could waive a jury trial and have a trial just before a judge. I think we could waive the adjudicatory process and submit it to the hearing officer for review. If that's not the case, it's statutorily prohibited. That's the law.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make the decision if we're going to continue this. I think it's based on 37-3112F. It says 4 members of the board constitute a quorum for adjudicated functions of the board. Even in a situation where I could take something under advisement with the board, I don't see how we can receive evidence with just 3 members present. So if there's nothing further based on this recusal and the fact that we have a quorum, we're going to continue this until the next meeting.
Can we request a special setting or a special meeting to convene and have this heard as soon as possible? Because it's been pending for a while. I think that it's to everybody's best interest to get it heard as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you can certainly make that request, and the board does have the authority to call special meetings. I, of course, can't rule on that. I can't make the board meet. So I guess they will have to make that decision and get back with you to let you know whether or not we can, they can call a special meeting. If not, when is the next meeting scheduled? The first Tuesday in May. May 7th.
Can we recess for just a second to speak with counsel?
Yes, just go off the record for just a minute, please. Okay, while you all were outside, the board did say they're willing to meet. The chairwoman has to get with everybody and see if they can find a date. So she or Ms. Evans will be in touch with you and let you know whether it's possible to hear this before the May 7th date. If not, we'll continue to May 7th. But because this isn't your client's fault, because we don't have a quorum, we can, they're willing to consider that request. Yes, sir, we have one question.
Sure.
My question would be is, why would it need to be heard on your behalf before we settle?
Well, there's some other pending matters that we would really like to put behind us, and that would probably help us significantly.
Could you be a little more vague than pending matters?
Well, a gentleman by the name of Robert Burns reported this to Mr. Bueller's bonding company.
What?
And
Let's not get into the facts.
And I deny that, and I denied it.
Excuse me, we're not taking comments from the public. So there's some bonding issues that
There's
needs
some bonding
to be
bonding.
heard. Okay. All right, well, they'll get with
Excuse
you
me.
soon and let you know.
Is it
whether-
okay if I talk with Mr. Bankson? He talked with his attorney. Is it okay if I?
You can after we recess, you can do whatever you need to do, but we're not hearing this case today, so we're going to go ahead and dismiss. And someone will be in touch with you, letting you know the date, and, we'll issue the property. Thanks, sorry for all the travel.
Thank you very much.
All right.